Let's talk about the most important do's and don'ts for Genshin Impact going into Fontaine. This video is mostly for new players, so if you're not a new player, be sure to leave your comments as to what your top do's and don'ts are down below. Number 1, side games. Once you unlock the teapot, fill it up with as much as you can so you can collect your Adepti coins, and you can exchange these coins for Resin, for Mora, for talent books every single week. There's also special blueprints attached to each character, and each character gives you a bunch of Primo Gems for making their special house. On top of that, the TCG gives you permanent Primo Gems for completing the levels, but these are not weekly, they're just one time. And finally, fishing. I know virtually nobody likes fishing for fun, but probably the best free-to-play polearm in the game is available just from fishing, so you want to get both the polearm and the refinement materials. My number 1 don't is don't get any Star Glitter weapons, whether it's the Royal series or the Blackcliff series that comes to the Star Glitter shop. You're much better off saving these Star Glitter for those pesky 4 stars that just keep evading you that you're really trying to get, or just for wishes, which is my personal choice most of the time. The weapons are a complete waste and bait. We have way better options now. There's even some great new free-to-play craftable weapons in Fontaine that pretty much replace the need for these entirely. Do pick up absolutely everything, even if it's something like mint, something like wood, or little beetles you find from the ground, or even a sweet flower here and there. You'll never know when you need something for a quest, or eventually when you unlock it, you can place it in the Parametric Transformer, which essentially lets you put all sorts of random crap inside it, hit it with some elemental energy, and you get quite a lot of resources for free. And you can do this every single week. Don't forget to unlock this. I'll have a different ultimate new player guide that'll show you how, but you can always look it up on YouTube. And this is absolutely worth doing every single week. Don't fodder certain limited weapons, such as the Dark Iron Sword. You get it from a vendor in Leeway. It's actually a really solid free-to-play option when you need an elemental mastery stat stick. And also don't fodder your white tassel. You can only get these from chests in Leeway and the Chasm. I've already foddered all of mine. Don't make that mistake. Do your daily commissions. They are the best source of renewable free-to-play currency to get you Primo Gems, to get you wishes. You should also spend your Resin every day unless you're taking a break, and complete the battle pass. It's free resources and free wishes. And as a free-to-play, you are easily able to get to level 50. You could even get to a level 70 if it was available, so don't worry if you're starting late. You can still do it. Do not spend your fragile resin before AR45. Spend your regular resin, the replenishing one, every day. Spend the transient resin, but do not spend the fragile resin until you're past AR45. Once you're past AR45, you unlock higher world tier rewards, and you could spend it however you like. If your device can run it, do turn on 60 FPS. It makes the game look amazing. Even if you have to turn down some of the other graphics, it is super worth it. Do not spread yourself too thin and build too many characters. When you're in the early game, I recommend picking your favorite 4 to 6, but I also recommend trying out a bunch. Level up anyone you need to level 40 to see how they are and see what their playstyle is like, and then pick 4 to 6 to level up from there. Eventually, as you start entering the mid to late game, you could focus on your top 8 to 10 because you're going to need 2 teams for the end game content. Aim to get yourself a Bennett, Fischl, Singcho, and a Sucrose if you can. If you can't get them from banners, the ones that are available from the Star Glitter shop, you can consider going for those. Zhangling would also be part of this club, but you get her for free from the Spiral Abyss. These are your staple 4-star characters. Also, you want to get a Kuki if you can. Do not worry too much about the Spiral Abyss. Although it is really fun, and I really love testing out my teams and testing out the strength of my account, it's most likely going to take you months to fully get through here of daily grind and building up your characters and smartly building good teams. Don't try and rush it. Don't stress out about it. If you don't know who to wish for, do aim to get a copy of Kazuha, Nahida, Yelan, and potentially keep an eye out for Folklores, the Hydro Archon, if she ends up being a potential staple. These are some of the strongest 5-star characters, and you really can't go wrong with them. Don't spend wishes on the beginner banner, that's the one with Noelle, unless you're trying to re-roll for your account. If you did, it's no big deal. Noelle is a very fun character to play, especially in the beginning when you don't have access to a ton of healers and shielders, and she's a great all-in-one tank. But the beginner banner does not count towards pity for the standard banner meaning you can't work your way towards a 5-star character, such as one of the 5-star weapons or one of the better standard banner characters. So personally, I would not recommend going on the beginner banner, although if you did, that's totally fine. Do be efficient with your resources. If you're building up a bunch of different characters, don't take your artifacts past level 16. Don't level up your characters past 80 unless they're certain ones, and don't take your talents past level 8 when you're just starting out. Do not wish on the weapon banner unless you have about 200 wishes to make sure that you can guarantee the 5-star that you want, or unless you're completely and perfectly happy with both 5 stars on the banner. The reason being is, although pity carries over to the next banner, the fate points do not. So if you miss your weapon with 2 out of 2 fate points, you'll either have to give up or spend. So make sure you don't get yourself into that situation. Do take breaks. You do hear some people of getting tired of the game, and it's really important to know when you're not having too much fun. And if you're not having too much fun with the game, if it starts to feel like a chore, like you don't want to play for a while, take a week off. Take a few days off. It's okay to let your resin cap. It's okay to miss some commissions. You can always come back when you actually feel like playing. It is a game after all. Do not rush the game. Take it at your own pace. Enjoy the story. There's a lot of great story content. You do not need to rush it to get to the new region. You can explore the new region right away when you join the game after just the first Archon quest. The devs have a 10-year plan for the game, and we're only on year 3. So enjoy, take your time, take it slow, have a lot of fun. Do max out the Statue of the 7 for Leeway and Mondstadt so that you can max out your stamina. This stamina is not only good for exploration, but for your combat as well. Do not spend money on the game too soon. If you're just a few weeks into the game, it is such an amazing game free to play. There is no reason to spend a ton of money. Wait to do that until you're very sure that this is a game you love and want to support. If you do spend money, the Welkin Moon is by far the best value, followed by the Battle Pass. Steer pretty much completely clear of the top-ups. There is no reason to spend there unless you just have a ton of disposable income. Do wish for any character on banner, regardless of whatever people say is good or not, if you love the look of that character. If you think Scaramouche looks awesome, go for him. If you think Kokomi looks amazing, go for him. Do not listen to what anyone says about whether that character is good or not good, or worth it or not worth it. Getting your first 5-star is really, really special, and it can help you enjoy the game a lot more. If you like the look of them, if you like how they play in the trial, go for them. Do also be aware that if you're getting a character that's from Inazuma, especially a character like Shenhe, whose boss materials are from Enkanomiya, that you have to play a lot of story to get there. So if you're getting an Inazuma character like Kokomi, just be aware that to fully max her out, you will have to play through a pretty decent portion of the story. Finally, do leave your best tips in the comments for anything that I might have missed. Do subscribe to the channel. Do check out my Discord and my Patreon. And don't worry if you don't want to do any of those things. Just watching this video has been more than enough. Thank you so much, and bye for now.